Hey there, fight fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Ranch Boxing Podcast, UFC edition. And with me is Adog coming straight from the underground once again, remote style. How you doing, brother?
No, everything's good, man. Back home now. But I just want to say it was great seeing you, spending some time watching the event on that big TV of yours, man.
Thanks, man. No, it was a good time. Good friends, and we really brought in the new style of UFC, and we went from a drought to a deluge, man. We got a card last week, a card this week, plus extra things like boxing and things like that. Zuffa boxing last week. This week, it's just all kinds of fights, man, going on. I really do love it. It's like 1 minute it's famine, next minute it's feast, man. And speaking
Exactly.
of Yep. And speaking of feast, man, let's get right to it, man, because we have a lot to get into, and we don't want to just drag it out. We're gonna start at the top here for the reviewed UFC 324 from the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, the first card with UFC and Paramount Plus, and we'll talk a little bit about the whole event later on, just real quick. But we got in the main event, man, we have Justin Gaethje, once again the interim lightweight champion of the world, as he's able to topple the newcomer Paddy Pimblett. Gaethje was he was the underdog, correct?
He
I
was
think
the
he was.
underdog,
Yeah. He was the underdog.
big dog.
Yeah, and I'm eating a whole lot of crow on this one, man. But crow never tasted so good. What did you think? What did you think? How this fight happened, man? What were you thinking when this went on?
Surprised? I thought I
Me?
had two words for
Oh,
no, I was surprised. I was surprised,
okay.
but if I had to put two words on it, exciting and of course sloppy. But it was a good fight overall. And maybe
Yeah.
it was planned by the UFC to bring these new viewers. They don't always like great fights, back and forth fight. It was. So I thought it's good for new viewers.
Yeah, man. I agree. I mean, new viewers, maybe some new people, and when I say casual, I mean it in the endearing sense. They don't really know what they're looking at. What did you think of the speed of the fight, man? What was going on in there? Maybe the skill level. What did you think was going on?
I thought Patty got caught immediately in that first round, and it just bogged him down through the entire fight. Like he said, he got hit early in the solar plex, just couldn't recover. Justin got lucky, I thought. In any other fight, 9 out of 10, 10 times in that fight, I think Patty wins that fight. I think Gaethje looks slow. Time has taken over him, and he still looked good. He's still a top contender guy, but any other time he would have fought Paddy Pimblett, I thought he would have took an L in that fight. He just didn't look crisp. He looked sloppy. They say he's a hard hitter. He is a hard hitter, but his punches, the stuff he was landing, should have put Paddy out any other day of the week. And Paddy was taking them and striking back. So it was just sloppy to me, man. It was a sloppy, nonetheless, a W for Gaethje. But again, I just can't just reiterate how much I think any other day of the week, 9 out of 10 times, Paddy Pimblett would have won that fight.
Yeah. What do you think happened to Patty? You think it was something in training camp? Maybe some health issues, unforeseen, or not? Oh, I still don't. I don't have anything to back that up. Or you maybe do you think the event was too big for him? What do you think was going on with him? He did seem a bit out of sorts there. What kind of mistakes did he make? If you think he made any.
Oh, obviously, man. I didn't see him wrestling at all. We were talking about it during the fight. You were surprised that he didn't even, I think he might have shot less than a handful of times, right? He wasn't, he didn't stay
I
on
think it
that.
was like five.
Yeah, he didn't stay on it. Yeah. 0 out of 5 takedowns right here. Justin was 3 for 3. Um,
Right.
maybe the lights were a little bit too big. Who knows? He's a superstar. He's world recognized. But I really think just listening to his interviews and stuff, he just got hit hard that first round and just couldn't recover. He said he took a really bad hit in the solar plex, and he was
Yeah.
just feeling it through round 1 to 5. So I think he'll bounce back. I don't think he did, but besides not wrestle and go to his the ground, I just think that first hit really made him kind of pussyfoot around the whole fight. He wasn't really going at 100% after that big hit.
Yeah, I agree, man. When I said that I couldn't pick Justin because he does make a lot of mistakes, and I just thought Paddy Pimblett was going to capitalize on that. Well, Justin was there. The mistakes were there. I mean, I've for two guys, Paddy in his prime, the younger guy, Gaethje a little bit maybe out of his prime, but good lord, they both looked like they were underwater, and it
And
was just what was that?
yeah, quick, like they were in quicksand.
Yeah, yeah. Feet were in quicksand. They were fighting underwater, winging punches, leaning to your right, or slipping to your right, deep, low to your right, all day for Justin Gaethje. It was just there to get countered. He was there to get hit, and I don't know why Patty just or his corner couldn't see. Like, hey, you could either throw a lead uppercut and catch this guy, or just counter punch on these slow winging shots. I mean the Justin used to be able to throw winging punches, but they still had some snap. These things felt like they were being pushed, and I'm talking from the get go. It
Yeah,
seemed like that
yeah,
was happening. And,
yeah,
like I said, I think Armin Sarukian said the same thing, and when I saw that, I mean, I don't know who Justin probably doesn't like bringing it up, but look, he's not listening to the show, first of all, but second of all, he had that come on, that was staph infection on his neck, and when you have staph on, anywhere on your body through training camp, you're on antibiotics, it's gonna take its toll, and when he got in there, I was like, "Oh, man, he's gonna be slow." I mean, antibiotics can really jack you up.
yeah,
And, he was exactly how I thought he should be as far as, his movements, but Patty just he just couldn't do anything. Now maybe it's because he got hit early on, but it
yeah,
just, yeah, it never really started for Patty. Justin was able to get on top of him. He had that headlock from the top, and Patty just couldn't do anything, and I think Justin used that to kinda he would get tired, and then he would get on top. He would have that like a reverse headlock, and
yeah.
he just held him there, recoup, and then replay again. As ugly as it was a exciting fight. You didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought Justin could go at any time, even though he was winning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah,
just a weird
yeah,
fight. Just a weird fight for me. No grappling from Patty. No leg kicks from Justin. It's like they threw out their bread and butters and just went at it in
yeah.
the middle. It was just a weird fight for me, but nonetheless exciting.
Yeah, it was, there's always, excitement in the flaws, and these guys have some, these guys' game isn't as maybe deep as it or as crisp as it used to be. Or for Pimblett, I don't know. I don't know what was going on with him. Maybe it's just game planning, maybe it's just training camp. I'm sure he will bounce back, and he's got some time left on his odometer to kinda clean things up, and taking, your first L in the UFC, that's not a death sentence, so, hopefully he bounces back, and we'll see how Justin Gaethje bounces forward, I should say, towards Ilia Topuria or a showdown with Armin Sarukian. We still don't know. I'm guessing it's gonna be Topuria, but Topuria or Armin Sarukian right now, they gotta be licking it up, man. It's like the $2 shrimp at the buffet, man. He's not gonna be able to get enough. I mean, if I were him, that's what I'd be thinking right now. Because one thing Topuria can do, he throws out those punches and they're snappy, man. They're quick. They come at you fast.
Oh yeah, there's no way he could fight like that and last a minute with Taporia.
I don't see that happening. I mean, I feel bad, and I'm glad Justin Gaethje is the new interim champion. But it's going to take something special for him to get over that next hurdle. That's a tough hurdle to get over. All right, man. Well, good. We enjoyed it. I did like it. It was fight of the night. Justin Gaethje once again fight of the night. So good for him, and good for Paddy Pimblett for putting on such an exciting fight. All
Yep.
right, let's move down. All right, to our co-main event, shall we? And even though the ladies got scrapped, Sean O'Malley steps in. O'Malley, he was a favorite. Uh 3 round. It was 3 round unanimous decision against Song Yadong. Man, what was going on? What did you see in this one?
Oh man, just a tough fight to really get into. I don't know if we've seen the better days of Sean O'Malley. I actually have this for Song Yadon, 2-1. I'm not sure how Sean O'Malley got that nod in a unanimous decision. I believe we're just seeing how because Song Yadong came in game. He came in ready to fight, ready to scrap. He knew the game plan and stood in there with Sean O'Malley. He actually outstruck Sean O'Malley by a couple of strikes and threw a few more punches. So again, I don't know how the decision went to Sean O'Malley. Maybe we're seeing how everyone says Sean O'Malley's had handpicked opponents, and now we're seeing that come about because again, I just didn't see anything from him. If he were to fight Jan, I see Jan rolling over him even probably harder than Marab did. And again, I just had Song Yadong. I didn't like the fight. I thought it was robbery.
All right, man. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it a robbery. You picked Sean O'Malley, right? I picked Sean O'Malley
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So I picked him too. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I thought Song Yadong got on it. I thought he had the first 2 rounds. Obviously, I think you agree. Sean O'Malley took that 3rd round, and you did say I think Sean is a slow starter. I'm like, I don't remember thinking that, but maybe he did start slow, or something wasn't happening because he didn't feel urgent till that 3rd round, and he did win that 3rd round. It was clear he looked good in
yeah.
that 3rd round, but you can't take 2 rounds off, or whatever. The judges thought he won that 1st round. So I don't know what was going on exactly. I did pick Sean, but I think he did lose that. I thought it was somewhat clear. I'm not going to call it a robbery because I've seen way worse. But
Yeah.
and it didn't bother me that he got the decision. I'm like, okay, that he got the decision, no big deal. But in the post fight, he was walking around like he was, like he. I'm not saying that every time you win, it's good. It's a good thing you won. I'm glad, but don't walk around like you just you smoke some guy and you're ready for the champions, the champion or the champions who like Marab, like he beat you twice, man. And Jan, I thought he won that first one. So you're calling out 2 guys that are gonna be they're gonna be rough, and you're acting like you're entitled to that. I don't know, man. And it seems like he's willing to sit out until he gets that title shot. I didn't hear him say anything about Umar or a Sandhagen, because everyone wants to see Sandhagen O'Malley. Everybody does. Everybody
That
wants to
should be
see that.
next.
We have not seen that. Why not? Those guys are made
Yeah,
for each other, man. That would be a good fight. I could see
that'd
that
be a
probably.
great fight.
I'm like, forget about the title, man. Why don't you fight Sandhagen like 4 times? That's a good fight right there. So I mean, I don't like that kind of behavior from Sean O'Malley, as far as like he feels entitled, stuff like that. I get it, but I thought he lost. But
Yeah.
he gets a nod. Good for him. He moves on. Song Yadong's gonna have to go back to the drawing board and see what he can do. But I didn't think it was that bad of a fight because I thought Song was edging him, and I was like, oh, he's got him, and nah, I guess not.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, robbery's a lot. I just had high hopes for Sean, man. I really thought that he was going to come out guns blazing and just really put it on. Maybe not finishing. I know I had a finish for Sean, but I thought he was just going to show more. I thought that 3rd round was going to be in the 1st round. That 3rd round, he looked good, man.
Yeah,
But in a 3-round fight, and looking for a championship fight on your next one, you just got to be sharper. You got to be better, man. Song Dong's a great fighter, but moving up in these next few fights, he has to look better. And I would love to see that Sandhagen fight. That'd be such a great
yeah.
fight.
Sandhagen beat Song Yadong, and he beat him convincingly. So, yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens with him. Hopefully, they don't just let Sean O'Malley just sit around waiting for his title shot or waiting for whatever. Pulling a Michael Chandler. I think he needs to fight again, if nothing else, for his own thing, man. Take the Sandhagen fight. I think it's a much more winnable fight than the Umar fight. So fight Sandhagen. If your striking's that on point, you should win that fight. Make the 3rd round your 1st round, and you should beat Sandhagen. But we'll see. I mean, if it happened tomorrow, I'd pick Sandhagen. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to give him a push here.
Do you know if
All right, man.
Sandhagen's lined up with someone?
I don't think he is right now. I don't know for sure. But I don't think he is. Because he just fought. I don't know for sure, but I don't think he is. But we'll see what happens. When things get closer. You know what? Sandhagen versus Sean in DC or in the at the White House. Man, sign me up. Great. That'd be a good one.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. 2 American, man. Let's go. All right, man. Let's move down again. Heavyweight bout here. Waldo Cortez Acosta taking out Derek Lewis. And I
Yeah.
was super wrong about this one as well, man. I'm just wrong all day. I've been wrong all day. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody, man.
Oh, man.
I would know. Waldo Cortez Acosta, for real. Derek Lewis looking every bit of those 40 years old. He looked great, man. I'll give it to you. You said he looked great. I think he did look great. But man, it's gonna take more than a little bit of abs to get past that one. What did you think of this one, man? How did you think Waldo looked?
I liked it, man. He waited. He weathered not what you know. He didn't get hit too hard. There was some exchanges there, but waited, had a game plan, and sure enough, in that second round, found his spot, put him away because there's people that Derek Lewis beat that are probably better fighters, but they get
Yeah.
into that firefight with Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis ends up coming away with big punches, throws hard. I thought Waldo did great. I thought he showed good game plans, a good hit on the shoulder, and I just see nothing but bigger things for this guy. He got a beating Derek Lewis is his biggest name, so he's got to get someone big next.
Yeah, you know what really impressed me about Waldo Cortez Acosta was the game planning, man, the fighting acumen, because he was a baseball player turned fighter. He could bang with Derek Lewis if he really wanted to, but it looked like he was strategizing. He's like, I'm gonna let this guy tire himself out, and when it's time, I'm gonna just steamroll this guy. He let Derek
Yeah,
Lewis shoot himself in the foot. And I like that, man. He wasn't about going in there, and everyone thought it was going to be exciting. And I'm not saying it was boring, but like he won that by skill, by intelligence. He didn't go in there and just use all power and brute muscle. He game planned. It worked. Fatigue makes cowards of us all, and that's what happened to Derek
yeah,
Lewis. He knocked himself out, and then Waldo Cortez just gets on top of him and just finishes him up like that. I thought it was good. I thought it was good game planning, man. We need this in the heavyweight division. Waldo Cortez Acosta is someone to pay attention to, and Aspinall, Gone, all of them. They need to pay attention, man, because this guy's coming, and he's for real. Good job
he's young.
taking out
He's young.
former contender Derek Lewis. Good job, and yeah, he
Yeah,
proved me wrong. I thought Derek Lewis would get him. It looks like Derek Lewis might be setting up for his swan song. I know he likes to fight, but he might be setting up for his swan song at the White House because he's going to fight on that card.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's move that down. I don't want to spend too much time on this one. Women's flyweight bout number 2, Natalia Silva gets the unanimous decision against Rose Namajunas, and Natalia Silva. Thank you very much for stepping in this fight and saving the fight. Thank you very much. But, ooh, man, what did you think of this one?
This was probably the not so great fight of the night because
Yeah.
it really like after the Arnold Allen fight, I was hyped up, and then this fight came and it just shut me down for those 15 minutes. She came out with a win. It was close. It could have gone either way. I actually had Rose on it, but geez, Rose just continues to be in these awful fights, man. It's just boring. It's not fun to watch her right now, and who knows what's next for her. Obviously, Natalia moves on, but she needs to really think about what she's going to get herself into if she gets up into that championship fight because what she did against Rose, I don't think that'll get her by in a championship or number one contender fight. So good for her. I like that she won. You know, she's young blood. So for her, we'll see what's next, what she can do on her next fight or two, because it'd be tough for me to think that she's going to get a title fight next after that performance.
Yeah, and that's the word, man. That Natalia Silva's next on the for the title shot, but before I was big on Natalia Silva. I thought she was ready to go. I thought she was good, and I thought she was prime for that championship spot. And I was kind of like, oh, I don't know yet. That's gonna be a tough one for Shevchenko. But after this fight, man, and I said, good job for her stepping in, taking the fight. People should do that. I'm not saying she shouldn't have done that. It's good that she got those reps, and maybe it was just that. Maybe it was just an unexpected fill in that got to her. I don't know, but she just didn't look like she usually does. She wasn't as dominant. I don't know if that was Rose or her that kind of caused that. But before this fight, I was like, man, I think it's gonna be a good fight for Shevchenko, and I had her above like Manon Fior and Aaron Blanchfield. But now, man, after that performance, I'm not sure, man. I think I'd edge her, Blanchfield over her and Manon Fior for sure.
Definitely.
I think, and I don't think right now based off that performance will have nothing to do with Shevchenko. She'll toss her up, she'll crack her up, fry her up, man, and it'll be quick. So she just I don't know. Maybe it was a fluke. It was some sort of like anomaly or something like that. We'll see because she's always looked so dominant. But this one, not so much. Not only that, the fight was kind of boring. Too
Yeah,
bad on that. But she did give me the one. I think she was like that was the only fight I was right in this whole for the whole main card,
you did,
man. So
you did get
thanks,
her. Yeah.
Natalia. All all right, let's move down here to number 6 featherweight bout. Arnold Allen gets a loss, or John Silva gets the unanimous decision win against Arnold Allen. Another that was this fight was really close, man. Yeah, I thought a lot of what we were talking about with Arnold Allen did happen, and then the decision was the decision, man. But I thought it was very close either way. What did you think?
Razor thin, yeah. I can't disagree. I thought it went to Arnold. Arnold Allen would have got the nod, but I'm not mad about it. Good fight, good scrap. Arnold Allen coming off that long layoff, so it's a good fight for him to get back in, feel where he's at, and his next fight should bring him back up with those upper echelon names, and we'll see where he goes. As for John Silva, he's gone back that big loss to Diego Lopes. So let's see who he fights next. I don't agree with this 27-30. Whoever gave John Silva 3-0, that's crazy. It was a good scrap, and I thought it could go either way, but I'm not mad at the decision.
Yeah, I agree, man. I thought Arnold Allen went in there smart. He had a good game plan. I thought it worked because I thought I had him winning 2-1. But the judges make decisions. I don't. But although I did have him winning, I wasn't mad at that decision at all. Because yeah, it was razor thin and it's just very subjective. But I thought Arnold Allen did himself some favors. I thought it was a good fight. It was exciting. If he just keeps active, I don't see any reason why he just can't either run this back another time or work his way up work his way up the ladder. Again, I don't know what he's ranked now because John Silva was number 10, Arnold Allen was number 6. I don't know how things have changed on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I so we'll see what happens with that. But I think he's in a good spot. John Silva gets that back, and he's I'm looking forward to how he goes forward because he bounced back after his first loss with a like a tough win. He had to dig a little bit and figure some things out, and he didn't shrink in this one. He didn't pull in an Ngannou, Derek Lewis type thing
yeah,
after you're a big loss. Especially after a big knockout loss, the way he got knocked out last time, it was pretty ugly.
yeah. He didn't show no signs of fear. He wasn't gun shy. He was throwing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Let's move down to the prelims real quick. Some of the fights that we previewed. Umar Nurmagomedov pretty much gets an easy win against Davison Figueiredo. Figueiredo missing weight. So, what did you think about this one, man? Pretty much what we thought.
Just like what we talked about. Laid and prayed on, took him down. No big threat to him. Didn't do himself any favors.
Right.
It's just tough to see who Umar's gonna fight next. He's not exciting. He wins. He's dominant, but he's just not exciting to fight. I would never pay for if we had to. I would never pay for a pay per view. He was marquee. It's just he's not exciting. He's got to do something. And we'll see who he fights next. Man.
Yeah, if Umar ever gets another title fight or he ever becomes a champion, man, he's going to end up on the wrong side of a co-main event because it's just he's not going to be able to sell anything, even though they're not pay-per-views anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, though? Like you're trying to get viewers, you're trying to get subscribers, whatever your currency is these days. And who knows with pay-per-view that might change in a year or so. Whatever
yeah,
happens with that, you need to sell. And this boy ain't selling, man. If you were ever gonna deviate from your wrestling or your sambo fighting and do something exciting, Davison Figueiredo was the person to do it against, and I think he tried. I think he actually did try. It just wasn't working. So I
it's,
mean, yeah, I don't know. He's gonna have to shine up on some of his striking skills and try to like get a little bit more well rounded in everything. And he's got to get excited, man, because right now he's one of the best fighters that no one wants to see. That's all there is to it.
yeah. He is the best
Speaking
fighter
of
no one wants to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of the opposite of that, Atiba Gauthier comes in a middleweight bout. Atiba Gauthier gets a 3-round unanimous decision and Andre Pulyaev actually able to take Atiba Gaethje into semi-deep waters and takes him all 3 rounds. I don't think Atiba was ever in any kind of like danger or anything like that. But what did you think of this fight?
I love this fight, man. I'm glad Atiba got some rounds in. Good for Andre, even with his loss. I think it did something for his name, lasting those 3 rounds against Baby Ngannou. I hate
Yeah.
how they were dogging Atiba. The commentary just seemed like, they were just ready for the knockout. And this kid needs rounds, man. He needs time to develop. And I love that. I love that he took the 3 rounds. We saw that he has the cardio to last the 3 rounds because it wasn't an easy fight. Andre was game. Not that he gave him any big problems, but he was there to fight. And all in all, I like that the 3 rounds it went all the way, and I'm excited to see what's next for Atiba.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Pulyaev did himself a lot of favors. He just showed that he was game against a huge favorite and a big puncher. When that fight started and he took that big punch and he
Yeah,
went across the octagon like it was a Matrix. And Tibo Gauthier was like Neo just doing some crazy stuff, man. It looked like Star Wars just using the Force. He just blew him to the other side of the other side of the octagon. And I thought right there, Mike, this is over. And no, Pulyaev did what he needed to do, and he lasted. Now, I'm going to say this now. I don't know this for sure, but it almost seemed like he wanted to get the rounds a little bit. I'm not saying he could have finished Pulyaev. I think Pulyaev handled himself well, but they were dogging on him like he wasn't like he was getting tired. And I'm like, he's not.
yeah,
He's fighting, man. He's trying not to get tired because if he just no one can do that forever. He never looked like he was out of control. He never looked like he was hurt or anything like that. But it was exciting, and I thought for sure he would get him sooner or later, but he didn't. But I'm glad he went 3 rounds and he didn't look tired or he didn't look like he was getting frustrated or anything like that.
yeah, yeah,
All right, good. So good job for Atiba. Let's move on. We got 2 more fights here that we need to review. Number 13, Nikita Krylov. Oh, turning back the clock, man. And Modestas Bukakas, that's all he has is a really cool first name, man, because he got starched by Nikita Krylov. Nikita Krylov coming back, man. I thought for sure Modestas was going to give me a win in this one. Nope, Nikita comes in and just starches it, man. What did you think of this one?
good fight, good scrap. Nikita Krylov, both of good matchmaking on this one, man. I really thought
Yeah.
this was an even fight. Going into the third, 1-1, we had it, I believe. And Nikita Krylov just finding that missile to put Modestas out and finishing them. It was good, man. I was surprised by Nikita. I'm glad he got another W. I don't want to say a resurgence. We'll see on his next fight, but I'm glad for the fight. He showed that he was game. And Modestas, he's made some waves. So big win, and can't wait to see what's next for Nikita. And what's next for Modestas is if he can get back on the horse and string together some wins.
Yeah, I think Modestas thought he was going to win this, and when he got into a little
Yeah.
bit of a firefight, I think he was kind of like taken aback and
Damn.
and,
Yeah.
and and he was trying to hold on. He was trying to hold on, and then he got caught, and that was it, man. And yeah,
Yeah.
so but good for Nikita Krylov. He didn't listen to the haters. He didn't listen to the analysts like us who were picking him to pretty much. We thought this might be his last one, but no, he comes back, takes out a guy like Modestas who looked every bit the part, man. That guy looked like a specimen in there. But I'm sure he'll if he just gets into his head that everything's gonna come so easy, and Nikita's not he wasn't anywhere close to being finished just yet. It says right here 457 in the last round, 3 seconds
Yeah.
left in the last round in the
Yeah.
whole fight, and he's able to take him out, man. Good for Nikita Krylov. I'm happy he was able to get a W in this one.
Yeah.
Even though I was completely wrong about him.
Yeah.
Another
Shit.
surprise, another one I was wrong about. I guess I'm a loser in this one. I was straight up loser. Flyweight bout, man. Alex Perez, and I thought Alex Perez was done, man. I thought this was going to be Charles Johnson's coming out party. It looked like the baldness. It looked like Charles Johnson had hair when he started the fight, and Alex Perez just combed that hair back, man. Like he combed that hair off. He got his
He
hair
peeled
combed
that
back,
cap. Yeah.
even though he only has hair on the back of his head. What did you think of this fight?
Man, looking at this after the fight, I'm like, why did I go with Charles Johnson? Maybe because just the losses of Alex Perez. And it just goes, man, a big thing. Competition. Charles Johnson been
Yeah,
winning, but Alex Perez, this guy's fought the who's who. And there's still an asterisk. He didn't make weight. That's still, tough to
Yeah,
give
that's right. I
someone
forgot
that
about that.
credit. He didn't make weight. But it just shows Charles Johnson, man, there's levels. There's levels, and I believe this is the type of fight that shows those levels. Alex Perez, my bad not choosing you. I'm eating crow on this one because I really thought Charles Johnson was gonna win. I just totally thought he was gonna outschool him. But man, congratulations, Alex Perez. Let's see, let's get that weight in check, and maybe you can make another. I wouldn't say a championship run, but you can get some bigger fights than Charles Johnson. Because
Yeah,
he looked
man. You
good.
know what?
He looked good.
Yeah, what you were saying about the competition, his prior competition really came into form. Same thing with Justin Gaethje, probably with Pimblett.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
those high level guys that you've beaten and those high level guys that you've lost to really do make a difference when it comes down to it. I've seen Charles Johnson. I thought he always looks good. Sometimes he has some like off nights or something like that. Maybe this was, but man, he had every chance to get back into this fight. I thought the referee gave him a lot of chances without putting
yeah,
his health in danger. Shout out to the ref for letting this happen, giving Charles Johnson every chance to get back in. But at the end, man, he just I don't think he was completely out. But and anybody that said they could have let that go, I don't know, man. He had a lot of chances to get back in this, and I'm glad he got those chances, especially with that weight miss by Alex Perez. So we'll see how Charles Johnson responds to this, and Alex Perez. We'll see how he moves forward, but good job by Alex Perez, even though he didn't miss, he didn't make that weight. He's got that weight in check, so we don't ever have to question good wins like that. And he could have got a bonus too. Too bad for him, man. You missed out
yeah.
on that one. Was it 100? What is it? 100K for a
100K.
knockout, or
Yeah,
or was that
yeah.
for the?
Oh
I
no,
don't know. 25.
25 automatic. 25 automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 so not making weight, man. Not making weight is it's gonna cost you. They're gonna get in your pocket for that one. All right, man.
yeah,
So when we come back, we're gonna get into UFC 325 preview this Saturday from Australia. All right, we're back and we are moving on to our fight preview UFC 325. And it's going to be Volkanovski versus Lopes, two men at work from the land down under, Sydney Olympic Park, Australia. We are going to start at the bottom of the main card here. Lightweight bout, Killen Salkeld versus Jamie Malarkey. And it looks like Killen is a minus 1,200 favorite, and Malarkey is a plus 700 underdog, man. I haven't heard, I've seen Malarkey fight. This Salkid guy, he's a big favorite, man. I can't remember seeing him fight. What do you think of this? Have you seen him?
yeah, yeah. This kid is good. I like this kid. He's still fairly new. He's 3-0 in the UFC with 2 KOs. Um, this is gonna be a horror movie, man. James Malarkey takes a lot of punishment, and this guy's gonna give it. James Malarkey's 31, Killian's 26, and this kid's coming off a big
Oof.
KO off Nasrat Hasparis,
Yeah.
who's a good name. Who fought the kid was on
Yeah.
a 5 win streak before meeting Killian and getting knocked out. So more names for this guy, James Malarkey. To me, a journeyman, but with still a name. But this guy's getting thrown to the dogs. This guy's gonna make, I don't know, hopefully not quick work, but I guarantee Jamie Malarkey's gonna get opened up, and there's gonna be blood. There will be blood in this fight. So I got Killian with the easy first or second round KO.
Yeah, man. I gotta agree with you. I have seen Hackparast fight. He probably fought Salkid because I've seen Hackparast fight, and I thought he's a decent fighter. And it looks
Yeah,
like Salkid took care of this guy in 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the first round, knocked him out, man. How do I forget that, man? I can't believe it. But yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. I've seen Malarkey fight. Yeah, he does take a lot of hits. So I gotta agree with you, man. I'm sticking with the favorite here. I'm not gonna deviate this time. I don't see this going any other way, and yeah, maybe we might be starting off this card with a beating here.
yeah,
All right, moving forward, heavyweight bout number 12, Tai Tuivasa going up against number 15, Taliesin Teixeira, and it looks like Tuivasa is a plus 275 underdog, a minus 350 favorite for Teixeira, and we'll see what happens with Teixeira in this one because last time I think he was the favorite. And things didn't work out for him so well. How do you see this fight going?
Man, this one was a tough one. A good fight to analyze. It's really hard to see how Ty's coming back after he hasn't fought since August of 24. So we'll see how this comes about. To Sherrick coming off that big loss with the big being a big favorite. He's only 26, so there's still room to grow. The big thing with this one is Taliesin has an 8-inch reach advantage on Tai Tuivasa and a 5-inch height advantage. So I see that being a big problem for Tuivasa. He's got 5 losses in a row now, man. So again, I don't know what Tai
Yeesh.
is going to come into the fight. In this one, Tai knocked out Derek Lewis a while ago, a
Yeah,
long time ago, and as we
when
all
he was
saw,
when he was really good. Yeah.
on his way. It's crazy to see Ty's record. If you see it, he strings out 5 wins, 5. He just loses, wins. So it's really hard to say how he's going to show. But in this one, I still got to take the younger fighter in Teixeira and coming out with a big KO. Second or third round, I think it's going to be a good scrap. They're going to both have their moments, but I just see Taliesin being the better fighter, the better striker, and getting a knockout in this fight.
Yeah, man. Wow. I looked it up right now. How do you keep your number 12 ranking, man, with 5 losses in a row? I mean, they were against decent competition, but dang, man. Yeah,
It's a
that's a
heavyweight
tough one.
division, man.
Heavyweight division.
You'd
Yeah.
you'd be ranked in there. You could get a ranking.
I'll get the ranking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be ranked number 10 at least up in here. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Even though Teixeira did get knocked out by Derek Lewis last fight, that can happen to anybody if he gets you just right. And that's actually what I thought was going to happen to Waldo Cortez Acosta, but it didn't happen. So we'll see how Teixeira bounces back. I gotta agree with you, man. I don't know with 5 straight losses. I mean, how am I supposed to get on that? How am I supposed to believe in that? I just can't, man. I just believe
Yeah.
that history is going to repeat itself, and I don't know. Maybe he's fixed something. Who knows? But I'm gonna go with Taliesin Teixeira to bounce back after that. Derek Lewis, be a little bit more cautious. Don't get caught up in getting hit because Tai Tuivasa can hit. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, lightweight bout number 9, Rafael Fiziev versus number 14, Mauricio Hufi. And it looks like Fiziev is a plus 100 underdog, a minus 125 favorite for Mauricio Hufi, one of the fighting nerds. Man, what do you see in this fight? What do you see? This is a weird fight for me. It's a tough one to call because Fiziev has so much experience compared to the newcomer. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think this kid he's a good fighter, but I think he's getting much too much credit for the fighting nerd's name. He is good. He's coming off that loss against Benoit Saint Denis, that quick sub. And just no respect to Rafael. I can't believe he's the underdog. This kid, he won his last fight against Ignacio Bahamondes,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
he won that, and obviously he lost his last 3, which 2 were against Gaethje, who is now the interim champion. So no shame in that. Rafael Faz, he's still 32 years old, fought in the who's list, and I just see Rafael Faziev putting on up Mauricio Rufi and just being too much, dogging it out, and coming out with a unanimous decision win. I don't see a knockout or a close finish. But I just see Rafael biting down on his mouthpiece and getting a tough, gritty win against Mauricio Ruffo, who again is a good fighter, but I just think he's getting too much credit because of the team he rolls with. I just don't see why he's the favorite, and he hasn't done too much for me. He's still young in the UFC.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm getting thrown off with this picture of Rafael Fiziev with that crazy hair. It's throwing me
Yeah.
off, man. I don't want to pick this guy because that hair be throwing me off, man. Oh my God, what's going on here? But anyways, yeah, no, I'm looking at Rafael Fiziev's track record here in his fight history. And man, Bahamundes, I was really high on Bahamundes. The fact that he was able to get past that with a win, that says a whole lot. And then he, like we said, with the Justin Gaethje fight and the Alex Perez fight, like history matters, man. And he has 2 fights against Gaethje that were pretty close. They were tough
Close,
fights. I mean,
close.
they were close fights, tough fights. You know, they were all action fights. Good for him. And then he has a loss to Gamrot, another big name, another good fighter. And before that, I mean, he's fighting, even though it was at the end of his career, Rafael dos Anjos fight. I mean, these are some big names, a lot of experience in there. And you got a young up and comer like Bahamundes that he was able to beat. I mean, he's got it all on his history. I think this is going to be a little bit of a coming out party here for Rafael Fiziev, and they're giving him these young up and comers with big names and a lot of reputation. And I think Fiziev is going to handle it really, really well. If I'm not mistaken, Fiziev comes from what is it, Tiger MMA in Thailand. That's where his gym is. I think it's called Tiger something in Thailand, and that's a no joke school over there. So yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. He's the underdog, but I see him being a. You know what? Huffy got knocked out against Benoit Saint Denis. I'm
Sub.
gonna say Fiziev. What's that? Was it a
Mm,
sub?
Sub.
Okay, so I'm gonna go knockout this time. I think Fiziev
Wow.
is gonna get to him. I think he's gonna chop him down. It's gonna be maybe not so much of a knockout as a TKO ground and pound type thing, or I think it's gonna overwhelm him. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go with Fiziev on this one.
Nice. Nice.
Uh, all right, moving up, lightweight bout. This is going to be the co-main event number 6. Dan Hooker back in action already, man. And speaking of Benoit, going up against Benoit Saint Denis, number 8. How Dan Hooker's ranked higher than Benoit Saint Denis? That's crazy. Dan Hooker a plus 275 underdog against a minus 350 favorite for Benoit Saint Denis, man. What do you see going on in this one? New Zealand, Dan Hooker fighting close to home in this one.
That could be good or bad, man.
Yeah.
Dan Hangman Hooker. I love that nickname, man. But that's all he's gonna have going in this fight for him because Benoit Saint Denis is on a mission. He's looked great. He's 3-0 in his last 3 with all stoppages ever since he lost to Moicano with that stoppage, which was justifiable. He had a bad cut. But ever since then, losing to Moicano, he's come back with a vengeance and knocking out Darush and Ruffy, the guy we just spoke about. I think Dan Hooker's just gonna have a rough time with Saint Denis as he can go to the ground. We saw him strike against Darush, and I just think Dan Hooker is gonna finally see these new fighters up and coming and get knocked out in this fight early, first or second.
Yeah, man, I really counted Benoit Saint Denis after he lost to Poirier, and then he comes back and takes care of business against Mauricio. So yeah, I like Benoit Saint Denis in this only because Dan Hooker, he's got a lot of hard fights, man. Mileage on that odometer. It's just gonna be really tough because Benoit Saint Denis he's no joke. Dan Hooker just had a really rough fight against Armin Sarukian, man, and that's got to take its toll. And it wasn't that long ago. I mean, he might be due for a fight, but geez, dude, it wasn't that long ago. So I'm just kind of like, dang, Dan Hooker back in action, but I don't see it going the Hangman's way. I see Benoit Saint Denis. I'm going to take the favorite on this one, and I think he's going to be able to get past Dan Hooker and move forward, move up in the rankings, move forward in his career. And we'll see what happens with Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker is getting very close to calling it a career, man. I'm thinking he's been in a lot of
Yeah,
rough spots with really good fighters. So we'll see what happens. What's up?
I believe that it was just 2 months ago, exactly 2 months that he took that loss to Sarukian, and I think he's just doing it because it's in his hometown, man. I think it's much too
Yeah.
fast for a turnaround against a guy like coming off a loss against Sarukian and then fighting this guy who's on a 3-0 win streak against some top competition, and I just think too much too fast of a turnaround to fight a guy like this.
Yeah, I know, man. I much rather would have seen Dan Hooker versus Mauricio Hufi, and I'd rather maybe Fiziev versus Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, that seems a little
Yeah,
bit more, but what do I know? What do I just Dan Hooker fighting Benoit Saint Denis? I don't know, man. I'd rather him see the fight the loser of that fight, but better than the winner. But we'll see
yeah.
what happens. I mean, who knows? Dan Hooker always has a tendency to come through when it's when people don't expect him to do well. And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and Benoit Saint Denis, he has been knocked out before. We'll see what happens in this one. Dan Hooker did he gave Sarukian for the 2 rounds that had happened. I thought he was doing decent. Not that it was ever in control, but he wasn't just a pushover. So we'll see what happens. Good fight though.
Yeah.
Those 2 fights, those 4 guys it's very interesting. Moving forward to our main event here, it's going to be a rematch featherweight title bout. Alexander Volkanovski in his home country of Australia, the champion, once again going up against number 2, Diego Lopes. And it looks like Alexander Volkanovski, after winning that last close fight against Lopes for the vacant belt, he is a minus 150 favorite, plus 125 for Diego Lopes, man. The rematch, Diego Lopes gets another shot very quickly after a big win against John Silva. What do you see in this one, man? Who's gonna win?
Man, like you said, Alexander got that decision win. I actually thought Diego won that fight clearly,
Clearly, huh?
but I thought he clearly won. What's surprising here is that Diego Lopez has a five inch height advantage, but with only a 1 inch reach advantage. That's crazy. I
Yeah,
never realized how long Volkanovski's arms were. But
might be the back too. Might be
Volkanovski,
his back.
yeah, 37 years old. This guy, he's been in a title fight since 2019. He's been fighting for 6 7 years in just title fights. So this guy is, the lights aren't going to be too bright for him. But on that end, I just 37 years old against Diego Lopez, who took another fight against a tough John Silva. Didn't take a break. He's got enough time. I just see him. It's his time now. It's always tough with these fights because I think Diego Lopez is a better fighter, a younger fighter, but it's just sometimes certain guys have your number, and this could be one of those times. Who knows, man? But I just like Diego Lopez more in this fight. I see him adjusting and learning from what happened in his first fight, and I see NU on this Saturday with the new champion in the featherweight division for Diego Lopez.
All right, man. Yeah. Okay. So the last fight, the first one that they had, I had Alexander Volkanovski winning. I thought it was razor thin. I wouldn't have got mad if Diego Lopez got the nod, but I did actually my card did say Volkanovski, but I remember thinking like, oh man, I don't know. But it's so I agree with the judges last time. Volkanovski doesn't take another fight, and Diego Lopez does take another fight. Very impressive. I think he weathered a huge storm. Not that he was getting beat up or anything, but there was a lot of leather coming at him, and I thought
Yeah,
he handled it pretty well while being exciting. I think maybe Diego Lopez had some not problems, but I think he may have had some kinks in his game plan last time. I think it's going to serve him well. That first fight, I think it's going to serve him well having the another fight in between, and I think Diego Lopez is going to come through on this one. I think he's going to learn, and Alexander Volkanovski has only gotten older, and not just that, the mileage he has it's a lot, man. He's been knocked out. He's had tough fights where he has won, and he is getting up there, man. And in the lighter weight divisions, that starts to take its toll. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. Not that Volkanovski is just going to lay down. I don't think it's going to be super easy or anything like that. I think Diego Lopez is going to have to dig deep, but I think he will because I thought he dug deep last time, but it just wasn't enough at that time. But I think at this time, I think he's going to be more relaxed. I just see it happening for him this time, and I think we're going to have a new champion. And I actually think this is probably going to be Alexander Volkanovski's last fight if he
wow.
does lose in this fight. I think this is it for him. So we'll see what happens. I got a new Brazilian champion or Mexican champion by way of Brazil by Mexico, whatever he thinks he is. I know he's Brazilian, spends a lot of time in Mexico. So yeah, I see him winning this fight and probably sending Alexander Volkanovski, putting him out to pasture a little bit. But Not
Yeah.
like I said, it's not gonna be easy. Uh, so yeah, man. So that's pretty much it for the card. We're not gonna get too much into the undercard, but yeah, it looks good. We got last week's fight, this week's fight, and I'm super excited, man. I can't wait to see it. So anything else, man? Anything else you think we need to hit?
Everything's good right now, man. It's good to be back. We'll work out those kinks and
Yeah.
get better each week, man. Seems like we've been off for a long time.
Yeah, I know it's hard, man. You're off for like 1 month, 6 weeks, nothing happens. Next thing you do, you're trying to you're trying to do a bunch of shows in a row, and dude, it's tiring. I forget how much it takes out of
Yeah,
me. Okay, because we don't do this, man. We don't, this isn't our gig, man. Or we do other things, we do other things for
yeah,
our livelihood. But yeah, it's I'm trying to get back into. I'm trying to stay strong, man. I'm trying to stay strong and not and not get too tired here. So this is going to be the second card for Paramount Plus. Oh, you know what? Real quick, what did you think of the
yeah.
Paramount Plus transition over? What did you think, man?
We were talking. We didn't know if it was because a couple of fights got scrapped, if it was taking forever. I think they got some stuff to work out. They got new people sitting at the desk that need to come together that haven't worked together on a fight. You got Chris Weidman there, the new commentator girl, and they haven't worked together. So Dominic and Bisbee were there. That worked good. So we'll see how that team comes together because all in all, these commentators make the fights flow. And I just thought there was a little bit of lag with how they all work together. So hopefully they work it out, which I know they will. Dana's gonna make sure of that, and we'll see. I think it just gets better. But I do feel there was a little bit of a hiccup here and there with some production stuff and just the whole commentating team.
Yeah, there were a few wrinkles in that production, but it didn't look bad at all.
No.
You know, I think there was a little bit of a overreaction by some people. About ads and stuff like that. It's true, man. Like people need to make money. Like let them make. I don't care. We throw some ads up there. People just get so used to like paying for streaming and getting zero ads. It's not like that. It's not a
Yeah.
movie, man. It's a live thing. So yeah, I'm not worried about too much about the ads. I do like the way UFC flows. The way they did things on ESPN, man. It was like fight, 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 very little in between, and everything that was in between, you needed it. And they spent very little time in between fights. This one, I think it'll start to flow just a little bit better. But you're right. They did lose a couple of fights. So who knows what was going on with that. I think they got a little bit of a late start. People were expecting it to be done early. And it didn't really happen. Got done about the same time. Oh, well, man. And oh, you know what about this one? I looked it up and this is what I saw. It looks like even though this is in Australia, it's on at regular time.
Yep.
United
Yep.
States in the evening. So I don't know what time they're fighting in Australia. Probably some ungodly hour, and I
Yeah.
always feel bad about that. That could play a factor into the fights. Hopefully, Diego Lopez got over there. He's been there for a few weeks and
Early.
he's getting
Yeah.
getting acclimated because that could be a big factor, man. But anyways, yeah, I think they're gonna figure it out. Please just keep the flow going. Don't spend too much time in between. I don't care about ads and all that stuff. Go ahead, man, make your money. You guys need to keep the lights on. I totally agree with that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're gonna figure it out. And the commentating, it's not as bad as others, man. Jesus, I mean, Zuffa Boxing,
Yeah.
they're
No. No.
commentating.
Yeah.
Ooh, geez. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. It was a somewhat seamless transition over, and I think they're gonna iron out those wrinkles as long as they keep these cards coming, man. I don't like long breaks. I need the fights, man.
Yeah.
I need the fights.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, good. All right. Thanks for joining us on this episode. We'll get with you on the next fight card. I'm not sure when that is. I will look it up. But don't worry, just keep a lookout for us, and we'll go over the next one. But enjoy this weekend. Lots of fights, lots of boxing. Have fun. All right, and we'll see you at the fights.